Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're gonna be reading 7.31b! I can't believe it! It took Valve like 8 months to put out a patch, and now we have 2. No, I'm kidding. It's just one of those like mini patches, but there's very important things here. These are changes you need to know, otherwise you're gonna, mess up in your pubs, because you're gonna pick Storm Spirit, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna buy 5 nulls and an Arcane Blink, I'm gonna grief the game! But it doesn't work anymore. Wanna know why? Because general changes say mana cost reduction now stacks diminishingly, meaning you get less if you have multiple of the same mana reduction cost thing. So you can't buy 5 nulls and Arcane Blink, which I'm glad about, because that's stupid. However, I will say that this is kind of concerning. I wish they would have said in what regard it stacks diminishingly, because it even makes just having 2 nulls worse, or 2 nulls and a Kaya, which is frankly a very common build on Skywrath, Void Spirit, Puck, Storm, like a lot of heroes, so I don't know what the numbers are, but okay, that's the case. All right, and one more thing, I just want to tell you guys, you should sign up for gameleap right now. And the reason why is over there with this new patch, I'm going to be making 2 new videos literally every single day for the next couple of weeks just about how to win in this new patch. Like, the amount of value that is going to be on the site right now is absolutely insane. And the best part of this is not only is that the case, but I'm also going to be giving you guys a 50% off code if you use the code GETGOOD, GITGUD. While you are signing up, you get 50% off. You literally will not get this most of the time. It is absolutely insane how good gameleap is right now. So go give it a shot right now. I can't wait to see you guys there. And yeah, let's get into the video. Let's get into item changes. So in terms of item changes, you got the Boots of Bearing. This is an item that was relatively popular in support. I will say I think the item was solid for a couple of reasons. Number one, when you upgraded to it, it gave you more charges, right? So if you ran out of drums charges, you could buy this item. And you might be like, oh, but that's how the old drums worked. Yeah, but you get an upgrade item instead of just more charges. Basically, when you upgraded this, it would combine your tranquils and your drums, which opened up more slots. That's good in and of itself, right? But it combines the items, you get more drums charges. It upgraded the active from 45 attack speed to 50 attack speed and 13% movement speed to 15% movement speed. And when you pop this item in an AoE for 2 seconds, your team could not be slowed. Kind of crazy, right? Now it's 1.5, which is still extremely significant. And yeah, I think this item is pretty dang good, just because if the enemy team has a lot of slows, like an Ursa Diffusal or Jakiro spells or a Veno Q, and you click this item, your entire team just ignores these abilities for 1.5 seconds. That duration is long enough for them to disengage and get off their spells. It's very, very significant. Orchid! This is a very popular item. Now it's a 300 gold recipe. I would definitely say this is quite the nerf, because, the item lost the int. It did, change, it got more attack speed and damage, but it lost the int, and now it has a recipe again. So I don't know if this, I don't know if this is gonna make this item much worse, but like for me, when I was playing Prophet, it felt really good to be able to get my BKB and shard timing a bit earlier because this item was buffed in terms of cost. So I think this item will still be popular. At the end of the day, it's Orchid. I don't know if carries are still gonna buy it. I wanna say the answer is yes. Things like Monkey King support are definitely still gonna buy it, but like I was seeing PAs and PLs buy it. I think you still can. I don't think you should rush it. Maybe like Battle Fury BKB Orchid is like very reasonable in some matchups is what I would say. Especially for heroes like Naga and PL in particular. Brigand's Blade. I actually didn't know the missing HP was magical, but now it's physical, which I think is a nerf because like in general, magical damage is better against creeps because creeps have armor, but they don't have magic resist. So yeah, this is a slight nerf to Brigand's Blade. Still would pick it up though. It's definitely still good. Bat Rider got 10% movement speed. That's a lot for a hero that really relies on movement speed. Shard now has a 50% chance of applying sticky napalm on attack. Okay. The mana cost decreased from 175 to 150. Okay. And then they nerfed the 15 movement speed on a little bit. Okay. I mean, this is... Obviously, it makes the shard much worse. I don't want to say it makes... I actually almost want to say it makes the shard, like, unpurchasable. I don't know. Because I played this build, and, like, the amount of damage you could do was pretty nuts. But, like, the fact that this hero just has 10 more movement speed in the laning stage is crazy. It's, like, such a big buff, actually. I have a feeling this hero is just going to go back to being played, like, not around a shard. Just being played with Firefly. which like seems kind of underwhelming considering how stupid his shard has been for like a long time now. But yeah, I think people might just go back to rushing a BKB and buying a Blink Dagger and flying around, and it will still be pretty good. But yeah, I like these changes though, I will say. Huskar, this hero was pretty insane considering he just straight up got magic resist. They got rid of 3 agi from him, which is rough because he already had like no armor. Now he really has no starting armor. And he lost some agi gain, not a lot, but a little bit. They nerfed the level 1 inner fire, which I think is pretty reasonable because people were spamming it in the laning stage. It was a very good laning stage ability. Did 100 damage. It basically mini stuns in the lane because it kind of like, when it pushes them, they can't move, right? So it was like sort of a mini stun, kind of. It didn't actually stun, but you get the point. Like mini slow, I guess. And then it disarmed, right? But it was really good at securing range creeps on a low cooldown for low mana. Very good ability. I still think people will take it at level 1. I still think you should if the matchup is difficult and you need a range creep secure. And they nerfed the 15 town a little bit, which seems reasonable. So yeah, I think Huskar is probably still good. Good changes, just make them a little bit worse. It's reasonable. Lina, agi growth buff and int growth buff. Pretty significant on the agi buff. Light strike array increased by 20 damage at level 1. That's quite a lot. And 100 less mana on Laguna Blade. Wow. That makes Laguna Blade really cheap in terms of mana cost. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Pretty big Lina buffs. Like very big Lina buffs, actually. Was this hero even bad? I thought it wasn't even that bad. I haven't seen the win rate for Lina though. You can let me know in the comments what it is. I don't know what it is. Moon Druid, Spirit Link, attack speed bonus decreased by basically nothing. Okay. Shared armor reduced by a little. This hero is definitely still good, I can assure you. You can still pick Lone Druid. Lycan! Damage on summon wolves reduced by, whoa, a lot at level 1, holy. The minimum variant going down, and the minimum went down by 7 and the max went down by 8. Frick, oh my god. And at max, it's not even cool. What? Woo! Oh my, that is brutal. They just slaughtered the wolves, holy. I mean, I know this hero kept winning, but geez. I think it's reasonable because the hero really was winning way too much. Like the win rate, I think on Dota 2 Pro Tracker was like 61%. It was the highest out of all of the heroes. It was kind of disturbing. So I mean, I'm glad they nerfed the hero, but this is just such a big number. You have to keep in mind, this is for both the wolves, right? So if it loses 7 damage, it loses 14. A 14, imagine playing Leshrac with 14 less damage. You're literally techies, old techies. Meepo, agi growth decreased, and +6 strength no longer applies twice to clones. Oh, that was a thing. Huh, that's funny. I didn't know. Ah, okay. Morphling, 5 movement speed, turn rate improved. Okay, I guess this hero wasn't doing as well ever since they got rid of his E-Blade. I don't think the hero's bad, you just can't play it around E-Blade. So you just have to be careful. But Naga, this one was weird. I know Reddit was complaining about it. It was because it was like clunky or whatever. Hit threshold increased from 5 to 6. Now, okay, so that's worse, but I'm guessing they changed it. Now triggers on Naga and all of her illusions every 6 attacks from Naga and her illusions combined. Enemies hit by multiple Riptides only receive 1 instance of damage. What? Okay, so how it works now is the Riptide, it triggers on Naga and her illusions every 6 attacks, and it just procs. But it only does 1 instance of damage, so it's kind of a nerf in some regard to like the old Naga in the idea that basically like if you walk up to someone and let's say 3 of the illusions got lucky and procced, you would hit them 3 times with Riptide. Now that's not the case, but this is kind of cool for farming because if you see here, basically like let's say I want to, you know, split up a little bit, which is like obviously what Naga does most of the time. And I'm like farming this, killing this Pangor, I'm killing a camp. This Naga will proc as well, right? So it kind of lets you like consistently proc all throughout the map, which is pretty cool and seems useful for farming. Once again, it's bad for bursting heroes for sure, but to be fair, if you have really high attack speed, right? Let's say it's later into the game and I have like these items, you know, and I'm hitting very quickly. It's actually, you know, you're gonna proc a lot. So yeah, honestly, Naga, I feel like Naga's probably in a pretty good spot now. I feel like this hero is actually quite powerful. I definitely keep an eye out for it. Puck, base mana regen increased from 0 to 0.5. Okay, that's actually very significant. That's a lot of mana regen for Puck. Increased turn rate and max distance increase. A lot of Puck buffs. I actually didn't think the hero was that bad. I'm definitely gonna pick Puck mid. I liked Puck. So pretty big buffs to Puck. I actually kind of liked Puck. Pudge, Flesh Heap is no longer dispellable. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even know what it was. Cooldown is decreased on the Flesh Heap. This is the damage block, right? I feel like the damage block wasn't very good, but it's much more spammable in the lane now. However, the duration is less, but okay, so you can click it in lane, and it doesn't cost as much mana. That seems trash. That seems very trash. Ricky, base movement speed reduced by 5, mana cost on blink strike increased by a little bit, not too bad, and sleep duration decreased. Okay, definitely a lot of nerfs, reasonable, this hero was owning, still think it's good though. Storm Spirit, Vortex, cooldown reduced. Okay, this is because they nerfed the null so hard, so they're trying to like compensate by making his ags quite a bit better. 2 seconds less on the Vortex at this point of the game is actually quite good. This is very, very significant. Definitely a pretty big buff to Storm. But obviously they killed the Null's spammy meme, so. And, you know, you still wanted to buy 2 Nulls and Kaya on this hero regardless of the whole Arcane Blink shenanigans, so that was like a pretty big nerf to Storm. It nerfs a lot of heroes, but definitely Storm in particular. Techies, Blast Off now deals self-damage based on his current HP. Okay, and it was based on his current HP rather than max HP. Self-damage decreased. Enemy damage decreased. Okay, so you do a lot less damage to yourself, but you also do a lot less damage total. But the cooldown was reduced. Okay, I feel like this isn't even really a nerf. It's like sort of an even, right? Because, yeah, it's like good in both regards. Explosive now slows the enemy within a radius. Oh, that's cool. So this is like a lot of Techies buffs. I kind of felt like this hero was good. I didn't really think it needed to get buffed. I know people were like hating on it, but I honestly felt the hero was like pretty solid. This is a lot of buffs. Like now it just slows for 2 seconds in an AoE, which is like really significant when you don't hit them. And then the disarm is worse at level 1, but it's better at max. Okay. Bomb Lash, Explosion Radius. That's actually pretty decent. I like the other talent though. Terrorblade, buff to the meta cooldown, buff to the radius on reflection, and buff to illusions damage taken. I guess TB just had a low win rate, so that's fair. Tiny, 2 less armor, 4 at max. I think Tiny's still good though. Like I'm reading these numbers. 10% less at 1, 5% less at 2, same at level 3. I mean, it's gonna hurt his early game a little, but like nothing that makes his hero that bad, right? Like definitely nothing that kills his hero. And okay, you're losing 10% damage. I mean, you are losing quite a bit of damage to be fair. But at level 15, you're already gonna get to level 2 on this. You're losing 15% damage. That is very significant to be fair. You know, you're gonna lose out on probably 30, 40 damage. It could lose you kills. Undying Tombstone zombies, wow, they really nerfed the zombies. That's a lot less damage, like 10. And finally, Zeus now deals damage with the jump. I thought they had to do that. And it grants vision before applying the damage slow. So huge buff to Heavenly Jump. It needed this though. It was just too underwhelming. But alright, that's gonna be all for 7.31b. Hopefully you guys are excited for this patch and some of the changes. I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. I wish they would have, changed the mid lane or water runes, but nonetheless, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.